Okay, we're on air. What a way to start off a video. Hi guys. Once again, my intros are never good, but today's kind of a special episode. Obviously, right now I am in my Solely Back in the Mine world, the new one that I started off 3 days ago. But yeah, what I haven't done yet is in a bunch of my survival worlds and like hardcore worlds, I had an AFK Fisher, but I never showcased it really on how to make it and how it works. So today I'm going to do that. First, to get started, get yourself a nice open area. I just dug out this room since I built my base inside of a mountain. Make sure that it's in a secure place, and if you're playing on hard difficulty, build an iron door in front of it so that zombies can't get in. Because you're obviously going to be you're going to be fishing here, and if it's AFK, then you're walking away from the keyboard, so if something happens to walk in and attack you, you don't have any way to defend yourself, because you won't be there. So yeah, make sure you're inside a nice safe place, especially on hardcore mode, and yeah. Okay, also make sure to light up the area really well, so that nothing else spawns inside of it. So yeah, the items that you're going to need to build this are these items here. A fishing rod, obviously, that you're going to need for the fishing. String, redstone, note block, 1 note block, 6 chests, 4 cobblestone slabs, or any type of slab works just fine. 3 hoppers, 2 tripwire hooks, 1 iron door, and 6 ladders. You're also going to want a couple of blocks, any solid block like cobblestone, stone, andesite, wood. There's so many blocks out there that you could use, but cobblestone is probably the cheapest, so that's usually what I end up using. So I don't actually... This design I've seen in a couple of places. I want to make this clear that this works. I'm pretty sure 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, 1.10, 1.11, and 1.12. I think it doesn't work in 1.13 and above, though. I think it was either Mango or Waddles made a really good video on how to make an even more compact one for 1.13 and above. So this one is slightly more bulky, but it still works just fine. So for 1.7 through 1.12, this should work just fine, and even 1.12.2 and 1.12.1. So the first thing you're going to want to do, place a slab right on the ground with a chest in front of it, and then make that a double chest, so this slab is kind of in front of it. Then put a slab on top of it. I'm going to jump up here, just take a good look at it if you don't already know what's going on, and go over here and put a hopper behind it, feeding into the chest. Make sure that it's pointing into the chest instead of just pointing into the ground. That's really important. Otherwise, you wouldn't actually get any of the items you get from the fisher. Come on top of this hopper and put a block over it, and then 2 blocks to this side, and then 2 blocks over here, and then break this block. So now you have this V-shape little thing. I actually didn't clear out as much area as I should have, so I'm going to quickly give myself more space. I'm sorry, I should have disabled my nether portal before I started recording, because it's making a whole bunch of noise. Here, I'm going to go back through this way. Of course, I'm going to have to block off this part. Make sure that nothing gets in here. Also break this granite. That doesn't need to be there. And now my inventory is a really big mess, but whatever, it's no big deal. Okay, so you get this sort of V shape, and then grab yourself an iron door. Make sure this is an iron door. It has to be an iron door, not a wooden door. Otherwise, this won't work properly. Go behind this hopper and put it right on the back of the hopper. Let's see. Now you can take some blocks and put them behind here, leaving a gap on this part. You're then going to want to take your note block and put it on the very back of this iron door so that it's right here. Then takes 2 more slabs, put one on top of the hopper and then one here, just to protect the overall thing a little bit more. Also, one material I forgot to mention is the water bucket, because you have to put water in here for the farm to work. Tripwire hooks, put your tripwire hooks on these sides here, so that you get this, you get these stringing over the top. Take your string and do something like that, so that the string is right here in the middle. You can do that in any way you want. But that's essentially it. That's basically the entire farm. It's a little bit bulkier and a little slightly more complicated, but still it's really easy. You're also going to want to put a redstone right there, so that when I step on the tripwire hook, the door will open. That's really important because it has to do with how well this farm can function. So you actually don't, these 2 slabs right here and the one on top of the note block, you don't need, but I would recommend them because it dims out the note block and it doesn't make any noise, because that can get kind of annoying if you just have the note block tuning sound over and over and over again while you're farming. So yeah, now this farm is actually complete, but 1 double chest isn't quite enough if you're going to be AFKing for like several hours at a time. If you're AFKing for only like half an hour, this is okay. This will totally work. But usually you'll AFK more. So I'm going to show you how to extend onto this. So come up over to the side and dig out 4 blocks here, so that this double chest is on the far left side, and then dig down a couple of more blocks until you're about here-ish. I'm not sure if that's far enough, but then place 1 block below, actually 2 blocks below this normal double chest, put another double chest, and then another one below that. So you have this ladder, and then take your other 2 hoppers and put them pointing down into these chests. So if I come up here and I throw an item into the hopper, which is below this water, there we go, it will end up down in here. There's that andesite. This is because it hops all the items down there, so once you're farming, it'll fill up this chest, and once this chest is full, it'll back up into this chest, which will then back up into the first chest we placed. Now is when the ladder comes in handy, because you place the ladders here, so that after an AFK session, it's really easy to get between here and here. I would also recommend to dig out a couple of blocks this way. Whoa. My mouse is doing weird stuff as soon as I start recording, dang it. I do apologize, I don't know what's going on. Oh, there's a piece of hair on my mouse. That's kind of funny. It was on the sensor. Anyway, moving on. I didn't actually bring more chests with me, but I would recommend you can put a chest like here-ish, a double chest, that you can store your raw fish in, and then commonly what I do in survival worlds is I dig out a little hole right there. So after an AFK session, obviously when you AFK fish, you're going to get a lot of junk. There's all kinds of like sticks and leather boots and leather and rotten fresh and lily pads and stuff that you get that are really annoying, that you don't want. So I just take those items and I can throw them down in this hole, and then they'll despawn and I don't have to worry about them again. So I will actually place a chest there, but since I do also have some more junk in my inventory right now. So another game mechanic that you want to worry about when it comes to these AFK farms is obviously fishing rods have durability, and they will break after a while. I'll take them breaking 3. I want to enchant that. But I would recommend when you first start up your farm that you make sure you have an enchanted fishing rod. Just go to the enchantment table and get the best enchantment that you can get from the enchantment table. Don't worry about books yet. As long as you have like Unbreaking 2, Unbreaking 3, and maybe Luck of the Sea or Lure, you can just AFK fish here for like quite a while. And then eventually you'll end up with a mending fishing rod in here, which basically means, you know, when you catch a fish, you get 1 XP, which means every time you catch a fish with a mending rod, you will, it'll repair the fishing rod, so you can basically AFK fish infinitely. So that's why my very first rod on this world, because I don't have a mending fishing rod yet, is only on Breaking 3. So, if you, depending on your mouse, when you use this, stand on top of this slab right here when you're going to go fish, and then aim your crosshair right there at the top of the iron door, and hold down right click. Now, obviously this is AFK, which means you have to walk away from the computer, so if you have a Mac mouse like I do that is really annoying and it doesn't have an actual scroll wheel, it's touch. It's touch mouse. It doesn't, see, because I can't really scroll to do these. I have to use the numbers on the top of the keyboard instead of the mouse to scroll between my items. That's because of this mouse. If you have a Dell or like a PC mouse or something like that, you could just like set a book or a block or something on top of the right click button and walk away and just leave it here for a while. But if you have a Mac mouse like me, what I usually like to do is hit escape, so it takes you to the pause menu and go to options, controls, and then scroll down to where it says use item and place block. Click on that and then press either the space bar or the number pad enter. I usually do number pad enter because it's at the corner of my keyboard. But space will work okay. You just have to make sure that you change the jump as well. And then once you're done with your, hold on, actually. Similarly, you can just put a book right there on the number pad enter or spacebar key and walk away if you have an annoying mouse. So I would recommend trying the mouse first, but if that doesn't work, just try and use the keys. It's just a little tiny bit of a hassle just to go back to this control center to change the controls. But let's see, that's essentially it, I do believe, for this farm. Nothing else that I have to say. I'm trying to think of other things that I want to mention so that people don't get mad at me in the comment section because I didn't mention it and then something went wrong and leave a fat dislike on my video. Ooh, it's raining outside. I need to collect water from my water bucket because I'm out because I used it on the farm. So I'm going to do that. Perfect. Yeah, I think that's it for this farm. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you want to see more, subscribe please. Leave a like and all that stuff because that would be really nice. Oh no, I just broke my farm, whatever. It's fine. But yeah, I think that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next